Hello and welcome back inside our Oklahoman studio for another edition of Thunder Insider presented by Integris Health. I'm Kelly Kroll, your host, and with me in studio today, 15-year NBA veteran Grant Long, and alongside him, Matt Pinto in your 21st season calling NBA action. Gentlemen, we've seen this Thunder team now in the last week, despite some tough situations, really showing their character as a team.
Well, I'm excited because I saw some very good basketball played by the reserves and those players that filled in for Jeff Green and Kevin Durant. But let's face it, I'm ready for these guys to get back onto the floor.
Well, the resolve and the resiliency we're seeing from this squad to this stage in the season bodes well in the big picture. More than half their wins have come by 6 points or less, which tells me that they have a grit to get the job done. It doesn't seem to matter who's on the floor or the circumstances. They find a way, and that certainly is a big thing. The bench, when you look at guys that are being called upon to contribute, and it doesn't seem to matter the injury situation, Grant, DJ White in this instance in Boston, doing what he does well from mid-range, and Serge Ibaka, starting or coming off the bench, has had a big season.
And I think also, to play to your point, the philosophy in place for the Thunder. You don't put the onus, the pressure on one person or two people. It's a team game, and that's why when you see guys go out to injury, the team still continues to flourish.
Now, Kevin Durant and Jeff Green back in the lineups, and as Coach Brooks will tell you, of course, we're a better team with them. I'm proud of what my guys have done, but yes, we're a better team when those guys are back in the
Well, he had to totally adjust his approach in their absence, Grant. It was manage the tempo, maximize every single possession. Then in the first game that they returned, they scored a season-high 117 points.
Well, Scott Brooks is not the only coach in the NBA that would say, I would love to have my full complement of players. And sure, Scott Brooks has it. It makes his rotations easier. He knows exactly who's coming into the game, at what time, what role certain players will play at a point in the game. All of these things are back in the fold now that Jeff and Kevin are back in.
No doubt about it. Everything you guys say, it's obvious the depth of the Thunder roster has been a key factor so far this season. Eric Maynor is one of those second-unit players who has been playing some key minutes as well as providing the offense with intensity and consistency when he's on the floor. Brian Davis has more.
Maynor gathers, stops, pops and drops. Slashing left, pulls up and fires a contested 20-foot jumper. It's string music. Eric Maynor feeling it.
What a difference a year makes. Eric Maynor has developed better court vision, and in turn his offensive game has provided a real spark for the Thunder.
Get more confident in myself, my teammates get more confident in me, coach get more confidence in me. If you got that, you can just go out there and play.
The angle left three by Eric Maynor. Cha-ching, a Thunder money ball. Maynor has played efficiently all season.
He's making his threes, and that helps. Teams, you have to guard, him. His jump shot, his mid-range game is good, his floater's good. His passing is improved, but he does a lot of good things for us.
He always tells if you open, shoot the ball if you can make the shot. That's one of your shots that you work on. He know you work on it, take the shot. I feel comfortable shooting.
He's just playing with a lot of confidence, but he sees the game much better, and it's clear, but it's always like that for second-year players.
Not only are the shots falling, the second-year pro from Virginia Commonwealth has settled into a leadership role.
Eric has done a great job of leading the team. That second group that he's in, he's very vocal with them and understands what we need to do. And in practice, he does the same thing.
I think what Coach mentioned there at the very end has got to be the key. Eric being a lot more vocal. I've seen him in practices. I know you guys have too. He's really running that second unit like it's his ownership in that unit.
Well, the point guard's an extension of the head coach, and with Russell Westbrook and Eric Maynor both in tandem sort of carrying the baton, this team I think is excelling in many ways, and there's no fall off when Maynor's out there running the offense. Grant, I think his teammates have really recognized how effective and efficient he is at what he does.
I think he's a calming influence on the floor as well, but I'm going to go a step further and say the offensive success for Eric Maynor comes because in his second year, he's finding in the offense where he can be successful. You see him spotting up for threes. He didn't do that last year. He's finding again in the offense where he should be at particular times to get his shot. He's a very good three-point shooter, and the recognition of where he can get that is what I think has been an improvement.
The thing I love about his game is that in his second season, he's mastered that old Mark Price runner. You beat the initial line of defense, and you pull up before the back line can adjust. You float it up and in from the lane.
I think
there are not many point guards that can do that.
Every point guard should have that in his arsenal. You got to have that if you're going to be a point guard that penetrates and gets to the lane.
We've talked about guys coming back, and one Thunder player we haven't mentioned, but we're going to, is Nick Collison. This week, the Thunder reaffirmed their commitment to Nick Collison by signing him to a contract extension. Why is Nick so important to this franchise that they're making this right now and doing this?
Well, Don Nelson called the type of player he is a glue guy, a glue player. He holds things together at both ends of the floor, sets screens to spring shooters, will draw charges, will go get loose balls and knock down clutch shots. Grant, he's invaluable to this team.
And he knows his role. It's invaluable when you have a guy on your team that knows exactly what he's asked to do and goes out and performs that every single night. And I look at Nick on this team as a guy, as I remember as a kid for me when I went to the park, when I had my big brother behind me, nobody messed with me. Nick Collison's that guy for this team. When he shows up with the team, they have a lot more respect.
I like that analogy. That's a good one. For the Thunder, the team effort extends far off the court as well. Recently, Thabo Sefolosha and members of the Thunder organization kicked off the Thunder's Holiday Assist program with a turkey giveaway at the Presbyterian Urban Mission. The group helped make sure over 400 area families had a happy Thanksgiving.
How y'all doing?
Okay, we got one already. Put together.
No, this is the turkey and this is the side.
Oh, okay.
This is everything else. You're welcome.
Well, this is the third time that we've teamed up with the Thunder. It goes back for the Holiday Assist program. And this year, we were able to pick 400 families in the area that are needy and may not have had a Thanksgiving dinner if it hadn't been for our partnership with the Thunder and being able to pick out these families and give them a holiday dinner.
Happy Thanksgiving.
It's great, it's great to be part of this, and I think the Thunder, do a great job at giving back to the community, and every player does it, so it's great.
I get another one.
Yeah. Oklahoma's been pretty lucky. We haven't been hit quite as badly by the economic problems as the rest of the country, but we still do have our issues, and then it seems to be growing. People that used to volunteer are now needing the food, and so it wasn't very hard to find 400 families that needed it.
I am just so happy, and I thank God that there's wonderful people like the Thunder and other peoples in the city that are willing to help those that just can't on their own.
It's a good time to eat, have a good dinner. So I think we can share that with all of those people. It's just a small thing that you do for people, but it's definitely something that they can appreciate, and you appreciate doing it also.
Coming up on Thunder Insider.
Always work hard and always, make a lasting impression on people.
I got a lot of advice that I get from people. My mother, she give me life advice probably like 20 times a day.
Now back to Thunder Insider, only on Fox Sports Oklahoma.
Team, defense, and hustle, all words that describe the Thunder's philosophy, and it's the practice floor where Scott Brooks works to instill each one of those principles.
Those two plays that we worked on in practice was basically just hustle plays. You're out of the play, but you're coming back into the play with your effort, multiple effort.
Hustle plays, if we go to the basket and fall down, we got to get back up and hustle back, because we can be a key to that play. So just trying to incorporate those things and do a little bit, every once in a while in practice to remind us, definitely helps us.
The game of basketball is based off of effort. They got into it and they like that. This team wants to get better, and they want to learn the little things that it takes to get better, and they do it. They work on it. They pay attention to the minor details.
Chris Silva from Thunder.NBA.com joins us now. And Chris, we're beginning to see that defensive work they focus on so much in practice translate over and pay off into these games.
Yeah, I was talking to Jeff Green the other day, and Jeff said that two things stick out to him the most. One is better communication on the defensive end, and the other one is just having better rotations and keeping that tight core. Scott Brooks mentioned the other day as well that it comes from players who don't have an agenda. Guys like Nick Collison going for charges, Serge Ibaka going for the blocks, DJ and Kevin going for the rebounds. So ultimately, it's just players holding each other accountable on the defensive end.
We also heard Chris last week in Utah. Coach Brooks sat down with his team, explained in a very short and concise message the defense has to get better if they want to win.
Yeah, he did. And, it's also, keep in mind that, on almost every road game, the mornings, the teams always have meetings. So on this one in particular, Scott just talked about, hey, we can't continue to win this way. We have to play better defense. Eric Maynor said that message really resonated with the team over the last few games or so. And I guess just to keep things in perspective, we're not even a quarter of the way through the regular season. So, it's all about peaks and valleys. And right now, the Thunder's playing very well on that end.
Lots of room for improvement. Thanks a lot, Chris. The Thunder's season in full swing, and their D-League affiliate, the Tulsa 66ers year, is also underway as they tipped off their season on the road with a 2-game split. Friday night is the team's opener at home. Like any group of young professionals, the 66ers learn from those around and soak in advice that will help them reach their goals.
I got a lot of advice that I get from people. My mother, she give me life advice probably like 20 times a day.
If you work hard, and you give it your all, then, at the end of the day, you can go home satisfied.
Be a leader and don't follow nobody.
If you want to be somewhere, you should already be there a year before anybody sees you.
My mom's a pastor, so she stays on top of me. She texting me scriptures from out of the Bible all the time.
Always work hard and always, make a lasting impression on people.
Just play hard and show it and prove everybody wrong. I've always been told I'll never be this and do that, so my life is trying to prove everybody wrong and just trying to stay forward.
A little look at your Tulsa 66ers there. The Thunder girls do more than just entertain and add energy to Thunder games. They also work as team ambassadors in the community. Soon they will launch their new webpage, and you can visit by going to thunder.nba.com and clicking on the Thunder girl icon. In preparation, they gave us a backstage pass to the photo shoot for their new page.
Hey Thunder fans, it's Jada. I'm standing here in front of Thunder Girls locker room. I'm going to take you into an exclusive behind the scenes look on what it takes to get ready and prep for a Thunder Girls photo shoot. Follow me.
Longer hair, we're going to actually do it curled and make it look really sexy, and with the shorter, straighter hair, we're just going to straighten it out, make it full and fluffy. We're going to add some color to the girls' faces, cheeks, lips, and make it really pop when they're on camera.
What's going on in your head right before a photo shoot?
Right before a photo shoot, I'm a little nervous, but it's a lot easier than it was last year because I do actually go home and practice each pose in my mirror that I'm gonna do.
There's so many great things about photo shoots. I think just being able to get all done up, get our makeup done, our hair done, it's just such a fun process.
Since this is your first season on Thunder Girls, what's going on in your head about photo shoots?
I'm excited. I'm always excited to take pictures, so I'm ready to get out there, get in front of the camera, and get some good shots.
I'm ready.
Show me what you got. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. Oh, that's hot, that's hot, that's hot. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. Oh, that's hot, that's hot, that's hot.
Ahead on Thunder Insider.
The boys even suited up in their little jerseys.
Yeah, we had our jerseys on for the
Yeah,
wedding.
so couldn't miss that one, that opportunity.
You're watching Thunder Insider.
R-U-M-B-L-E, Rumble Rocks, now sing it with me. R-U-M-B-L-E, Rumble Rocks. Rumble flips, he flies, he's on the rise. He's got the city string gun for the bad guys. He's Rumble. Whoa. He's lots of fun, he dunks the ball, he rocks the drums. Yeah, he does it all. He's Rumble. Whoa.
How about that, Rumble? A bison of many talents recently gathered some great musicians to help create his own music video. You can catch the video on thunder.nba.com. So going to your first NBA game is an experience to remember. The newly married Bartachatos traveled nearly 10,536 miles and crossed 14 time zones from Perth, Australia as part of their honeymoon to see their beloved Thunder.
Andrew and Magda, I now pronounce you husband and wife.
It was amazing. It was the best day. We couldn't have asked for anything better.
We're on our honeymoon. Most people go to Fiji or some tropical island.
Hi, I'm Vicky with the Thunder. Hi, how are you?
I'm Andrew.
So nice to meet you.
But I was just like, well, let's slip in an NBA game. This is my dream. And I have to thank my wife for that as well. She's very accommodating of letting me fulfill my dream. And I'm sure she's going to love it just as much as me as well.
Yes.
We're here!
A lot of people ask, and we're more than happy to tell them that we're going to see an NBA game, watch the Thunder play. Yeah! It's just, it doesn't seem real. I watch these guys on television. I order the games and I watch them on the NBA League Pass and that. And now to come here and just see him, and Kevin Durant waved at my beautiful wife, and I'm okay with that. That's cool. For the bench, Maggie, as well. Right across from the bench.
I'm looking forward to Hawaii, but this is probably a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I can always go back to Hawaii, but I don't think I'll ever come as close as this ever again. So.
And a Durant buzzer beat him would probably flip me off the charts, I think. Go Russ! Yeah! First play. Far out. It's yours. Yes! Yes! Say thank you really to the Oklahoma Thunder for giving us this opportunity to come and see the team, and giving ourselves a moment we'll never forget for the rest of our lives, really. So yeah, just a big warm thank you to everyone.
Coming up on Thunder Insider.
So I'm here to try for the raindrops and show that even in my 40s I'm still very hip.
The best thing about the Thunder is the excitement.
There's this electricity.
It's awesome to watch the games with my son.
This is something bigger than yourself.
Nick Collison is my favorite defensive player.
Russell Westbrook. James Harden.
Serge Ibaka.
They are a part of our family.
It's the team, it's the fans, it's the entire community.
Work hard, keep fighting.
This is my team.
One hope. One heart.
One Thunder.
The voice of thousands.
The voice of thousands.
Is the voice of one team.
Welcome back. Here's a look at the road ahead for the Thunder. After Dallas, it's a 2-game road trip starting with a Black Friday matchup against the Pacers before heading off to Houston. Then it's back home to face the New Orleans Hornets, one of the hottest teams in the NBA. And don't forget, there are still great seats available to see the Thunder in action. Just go to thunder.nba.com and use the interactive seating map to customize your game experience, or call 405-208-HOOP. And if you're looking to catch the Thunder in action, then take part in our Watch and Win contest. The winner will receive a trip to Orlando to see the Thunder take on the Magic, or get tickets to an upcoming home game. Go to thunder.nba.com and enter the code 2198 or text the code to 68278. Well, on this week's edition of Stealin' the Mic, Steely looked to recapture a bit of his youth as he quickly found out he doesn't have all the moves or flexibility he used to.
People say my dance moves might be a little out of touch, a little out of step. Maybe I'm a little old. I don't think so. It's time to show people what I have. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm here to try for the raindrops to show that even in my 40s, I'm still very hip. Carmen's here to give me some pointers. What makes a good raindrop?
You have to have a lot of energy, big personality. You have to be between the age of 8 and 14.
What if you're there maturity-wise, like I am? Does that qualify?
I think you might be too big to be a part of the Raindrops. Your face is not as youthful. Maybe some cream. Help tighten up that skin a little bit.
Now I'm going home. I'm going home. Goodbye. Well, nothing like a good shot of confidence right before you get started, huh? First of all, do I look pretty cool?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Right. There you go. All right. Teach me this dance step so I can do it. Can you show me how it works?
Clap your knee, hard, left, forward. I think you need a lot more practice. Higher.
And then? All right.
And then you say
How was that?
you're a natural.
Thank you very much.
You need more dance lessons.
I'll be seeing you here then, man. You and me, all right? That work?
The dancing, not as easy as it looks, but he was entertaining to say the least.
What I do know is if you don't use it, you definitely lose it. And I know Mike Steely's probably somewhere right now, even though it was just a little bit of activity, he's probably somewhere soaking in a bag of ice.
He went CC Sabathia on that hat, though. I kind of like that.
Did you like any of those moves? Could you have done that? What about the back bend?
Absolutely. I'm real nimble, right? Even at this age, I'm real nimble. Like I said, if you don't use it, you definitely will.
Some of us live in the land of illusion.
Thanks a lot, guys. And thanks for being with us for another edition of Thunder Insider presented by Integris Health here in our Oklahoman studio. We'll see you again next week. Have a good one.